back at work. Although it's not even the morning, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I still haven't got started doing anything yet. And if I'm absolutely honest, I'm not really in the mood either. I don't think feeling sorry for myself is ever going to get any work done. And it's certainly not going to make any money. So I'm going to have to just snap out of it and get on and do something. But what is it I'm going to do today? Sticking that on the back of the truck. Removing a dead gangster. The fun will be sky high in this one because I've gone and sold the steering column, haven't I? Which means I can't steer the front wheels. So to add to the challenge of not having any steering wheel and no steering column, the front wheel isn't straight, and of course there's no rear suspension, so the car is on the floor, and the floor, as you can see, look at that there, that is properly on the floor, so I've got to try and drag that up the ramps somehow. So the question is, can I do it? And how long will it take me to do it? And should I get started now? Or just carry on talking about it? As my friend Craig would say, what could possibly go wrong? I'm thinking that as it drags along the floor there, it'll get to the carpet, and that provide a mini ramp for the ramps, and that should go up without too much issue. It may also help with the friction between the bottom of the car and the ramps, which means less damage to my ramps and my truck. Not really too worried about the floor, that'll be fine. Now the other issue is that if I'm going to record this, I need my phone to be working, and the battery's just about to run out. So the only option is to go and have a cup of tea. This time I've got a real reason for it though, haven't I? I've got a proper cause to have a cup of tea. It's not just being lazy. Right, well, it's not putting up much of a resistance against my truck and winch here, but keeping it in a straight line is difficult. However, because there's no engine in the front, turning the wheels is actually very easy. You can just do it by hand. It's all a very similar scenario from last week. It's got stuck again, so I've got to try and use a big crowbar to lever it free. Like this, see? Crowbar. It's not going very well actually. Look at this. I really do need quite a lift on the back there, and it's caught my number plate. It's breaking it as I film. Not very good at all, that, I'm afraid. Looks like I'm going to have to change what I'm doing after all. Try and drag it out of the way and pull it on forwards after all. Right, that isn't what was supposed to happen. Back off again. I didn't think my truck was going to start then because I didn't leave the engine running while using the winch, which is a bit daft of me, to be honest. Right, so now the plan is I shall hook it up to the hook on the back there with the winch, put the truck over here, drive it up and drag the car so it's about here. Or maybe there actually, and then well, you know, get the truck in front of it and drag it up forwards instead. Pretty cool, eh? Should be a lot less resistant going this way around, I reckon. cold. I would call that on the truck. Now for the really fun part. I had actually decided that I wanted the front subframe off of this. That's going to be a bit more difficult now it's on the back of the truck. So it means I've got to be able to unbolt, got to be getting under there and unbolting bolts and stuff, but I'm sure I can manage it. Having no engine in does actually make these subframe bolts just a little bit easier. And these ones here, once they're slackened off, they're just coming out really quickly. Look at that. Excellent job. It's a race against time. Me against the darkness. Can I get this off before it goes dark? Or before I have to go home? So, in theory, the subframe off of this is actually quite straightforward, just like it was in the back. 15mm bolt holding that up there. There's another 15mm bolt, what I've just done and done there. And then underneath, same thing, 15mm bolt underneath. And then of course it's just the spring and the shock absorber. A few bits of cable to possibly hack through and then it's basically off. Going to have to call it a day, I think. It's going to be going dark soon. Doesn't look it on there though, does it? It looks like it's still daylight, and it is, but you know, underneath the car it's very dark. I could use a torch, but well, I want, to be honest, I just want to go and get something to eat.